Tonight's adult bedtime history is all about the toothbrush, a soft, soothing journey through its quiet history. Hello, and welcome to Drift Off and Discover. Before we begin, a brief note for your safety. Please do not listen to this wander through history while driving or operating machinery. Only listen when you're somewhere you can relax safely and completely. As the day winds down, the body often knows how to soften long before the mind follows. Thoughts can linger, echoes of conversations, plans for tomorrow, little worries that tug at your attention, creating a quiet buzz that keeps rest at arm's length. But for these next few moments, you don't need to hold on to any of it. There is nothing to fix, nothing to organize. You're allowed to simply settle, breathe, and let the world wait. As the day winds down, the body often knows how to soften long before the mind follows. Thoughts can linger, echoes of conversations, plans for tomorrow, little worries that tug at your attention, creating a quiet buzz that keeps rest at arm's length. But for these next few moments, you don't need to hold on to any of it. There is nothing to fix, nothing to organize. You're allowed to simply settle, breathe, and let the world wait. Take a slow breath and picture the simple act of brushing your teeth. A small ritual, repeated morning and night, almost without thought. Yet this familiar gesture carries a story that stretches back thousands of years, a story shaped by ancient ingenuity, cultural traditions, and the universal human desire to feel clean, refreshed, and ready for rest. Tonight we drift gently through that story, exploring how a humble tool became a companion to our daily rhythm. Long before the toothbrush existed, ancient people found their own ways to care for their teeth. In Mesopotamia and Egypt, as early as 3500 BCE, slender twigs were used as chew sticks. One end was softened by chewing until it frayed into natural bristles. The other end served as a toothpick. Many came from aromatic trees, releasing gentle flavors and natural antibacterial oils. These early tools were simple, effective, and surprisingly similar to what we still use today. Across the Middle East, the Miswak became a trusted companion. Made from the Salvador persica tree, it naturally contained cleansing compounds that modern science recognizes as beneficial. People valued it not only for its refreshing taste, but for its spiritual significance. The miswak was used before prayer, before sleep, and upon waking. Even today, millions still use it, continuing a tradition that has lasted for millennia. The first true toothbrush, with a handle and bristles, appeared in China during the Tang Dynasty, around the 7th century. Handles were carved from bone or bamboo, and the bristles came from the stiff hair of northern hogs. These early brushes were durable and practical, and their shape would feel familiar in your hand even today. They marked a turning point, the moment oral care became a crafted object rather than a natural twig. When Chinese bristle brushes reached Europe centuries later, reactions were mixed. Europeans admired the idea but found the bristles too coarse. Some replaced them with horsehair, which was softer but less effective. Others continued using cloths dipped in soot, salt, or crushed herbs. It was a time of experimentation as cultures blended old habits with new inventions, each searching for comfort and cleanliness in their own way. One of the most charming stories in toothbrush history comes from 18th century England. William Addis, imprisoned after a riot, disliked cleaning his teeth with a rag. Inspired by a broom, he saved a small bone from a meal, drilled holes into it, and inserted bristles held in place with glue. When he was released, he began producing toothbrushes commercially. His company, remarkably, still exists today, a quiet legacy of one man's desire for something better. By the Victorian era, toothbrushes had become familiar household objects, though still crafted with remarkable care. Handles were often carved from bone or ivory, shaped by hand, polished smooth, and sometimes engraved with delicate patterns. Bristles were stitched or tied into small bundles before being threaded into drilled holes. Though these brushes were beautiful, natural bristles absorbed moisture, harbouring bacteria and wearing out quickly. Still, they reflected a growing belief in personal hygiene and daily ritual. Everything changed in 1938 when nylon was introduced. DuPont's invention offered a material that was strong, flexible, and far more hygienic than animal hair. The first nylon bristle toothbrush, called Dr. West's Miracle Toothbrush, marked the beginning of the modern era. For the first time, brushes could be mass-produced with consistent quality. Nylon didn't absorb water, didn't smell, and didn't shed. It was a quiet revolution, transforming a simple tool into something cleaner and safer. After the Second World War, oral hygiene became a widespread priority. Soldiers returning home brought with them the habit of brushing twice a day, a routine encouraged in military training. Manufacturers responded with colourful plastic handles, softer bristles, and affordable prices. Toothbrushes became personal items chosen for comfort, colour, and style. What had once been a luxury or curiosity was now a universal part of daily life, woven into morning and evening routines across the world. In the 1950s, the first electric toothbrushes appeared. Early models were bulky and required external power cords, but they offered a new level of convenience for people with limited mobility. Over time, designs improved. Rechargeable batteries replaced cords. Oscillating heads, sonic vibrations, and built-in timers made brushing more effective and more consistent. What began as a novelty slowly became a trusted companion, blending technology with a familiar daily ritual. As dentistry advanced, so did our understanding of how brushing works. Researchers studied plaque, enamel, and gum health, refining bristle shapes and brush head designs. Angled bristles reached between teeth. Soft bristles protected gums. Rubberized grips made brushing more comfortable. Even the humble handle evolved, shaped by ergonomic studies. Each improvement reflected a deeper understanding of how a simple tool could support long-term health, one gentle stroke at a time. Although the toothbrush is the star of our journey, toothpaste plays an important supporting role. Early mixtures included crushed shells, charcoal, herbs, and even ground bones. Over centuries, recipes evolved into smooth pastes with mint, fluoride, and gentle abrasives. Toothpaste transformed brushing from a purely mechanical action into a refreshing ritual. The cool taste, the foaming texture, the sense of renewal, all became part of the experience we know today. As toothbrushes spread across the globe, each culture adapted them in its own way. In Japan, brushes called fudyoji combine the idea of a toothpick with a small brush, crafted with the same care given to calligraphy tools. In India, neem twigs remained popular, valued for their natural oils. In parts of Africa, aromatic branches were still preferred over manufactured brushes. The story of the toothbrush is not a single path, but a tapestry of traditions woven together over centuries. By the late 20th century, toothbrushes were no longer just tools, they became products with personalities. Advertisements promised brighter smiles, healthier gums, and modern lifestyles. Colours grew bolder. Handles became sculpted and ergonomic. Packaging spoke of science and innovation. The toothbrush, once carved from bone or plucked from a tree, now stood proudly on shop shelves, part of a growing world of personal care and self-expression. As awareness of childhood dental care grew, toothbrushes for children took on new shapes and personalities. Handles became chunky and easy to grip, bristles softened, characters from books and cartoons appeared on the packaging. Some brushes played music or lit up to guide brushing time. These playful designs helped turn a daily chore into a moment of fun, gently teaching children the value of caring for themselves. In recent years, attention has turned to the environmental impact of plastic toothbrushes. Billions are discarded each year, prompting a return to natural materials. Bamboo handles, biodegradable bristles, and refillable brush heads have become popular alternatives. These modern, eco-friendly brushes echo the simplicity of ancient chew sticks, reminding us that innovation often circles back to nature. Technology has woven itself into even the smallest corners of our lives, including the toothbrush. Smart brushes now track brushing time, pressure, and movement, sending gentle reminders through apps. Some offer real-time guidance, turning oral care into a quiet moment of mindfulness. Though advanced, these tools still serve the same purpose as the first chew stick, helping us care for ourselves with a little more intention. When we brush our teeth, we join a long line of people stretching back thousands of years, from ancient twigs to bone-handled brushes, from nylon bristles to sonic vibrations. The tools have changed, but the ritual remains the same. It is a moment of pause, a small act of care at the edge of the day, a reminder that even the simplest habits connect us to the past in quiet, unexpected ways. For something so small, a toothbrush is deeply personal. We choose its color, its softness, its shape. It sits quietly by the sink, waiting for us at the bookends of the day. Some people travel with theirs tucked carefully into a case. Others keep a spare at work or in a bag. These tiny choices reflect our routines, our comforts, and the small ways we care for ourselves. A toothbrush is ordinary, yet intimately ours. Brushing our teeth is more than hygiene, it's a psychological reset. Morning brushing signals the start of the day, a gentle awakening. Evening brushing marks the transition into rest, a quiet closing of the world. Across cultures and centuries, this sense of renewal has remained constant. Whether with a twig, a bone-handled brush, or a modern electric one, the feeling is the same, a small act that restores a sense of order and calm. Even astronauts brush their teeth. In the weightlessness of orbit, toothpaste doesn't foam the same way, and water floats in tiny spheres. Brushes are designed to be compact and easy to handle. Astronauts swallow the toothpaste or wipe it away, since rinsing isn't practical. It's a reminder that no matter how far we travel, even beyond Earth itself, we carry our small rituals with us, grounding us in the familiar. In museums around the world, toothbrushes appear in unexpected places: Victorian washstands, wartime kits, explorers' trunks, and ancient burial sites. Each one tells a quiet story about the person who used it. A worn handle suggests long journeys. Frayed bristles hint at daily routines carried out far from home. These humble objects, preserved behind glass, remind us that history is not only grand events, but also the gentle rhythms of ordinary life. Despite all the innovation, the essence of the toothbrush remains unchanged: a handle, bristles, and a moment of care. Whether made of bamboo or plastic, powered or manual, the purpose is the same. In a world filled with complexity, the toothbrush is a small anchor, a reminder that some of the most important habits are also the simplest. A quiet pause, a familiar motion, a breath before the day begins or ends. As you settle into rest, think of the long journey behind this everyday object. From ancient chew sticks to modern smart brushes, the toothbrush has traveled through time, shaped by countless hands and cultures. Yet its purpose has always been gentle, to help us feel clean, refreshed, and ready for whatever comes next. A small tool, a quiet ritual, and a thread connecting us to people across thousands of years. A reminder that even the simplest things can hold the deepest stories. As our quiet journey through the long history of the toothbrush comes to an end, let your mind settle into a softer place. We've wandered from ancient chew sticks to bone-handled brushes, from nylon bristles to the tiny electric companions we use today. Through every era, this simple tool has followed us faithfully, shaping the small rituals that bookend our days. Now, as the world grows quieter around you, you can let those stories drift gently into the background. There is nothing you need to remember, and nowhere you need to be. Just rest in the comfort of knowing that even the most ordinary objects carry deep human histories, stories of care, curiosity, and the desire to feel renewed. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your night be peaceful, your dreams be kind, and your thoughts settle like calm water at dusk. Sleep well, and until next time, drift off and discover. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If you'd like more bedtime stories like this, you can subscribe. And if there's a topic you'd love to hear as you drift off, let me know in the comments.